Eurovision fam, it's Alicia Michelle. I'm so excited because I'm joined by another American Song Contest representative. And today it is a representative from West Virginia, sort of one of my neighbors. I could say West Virginia is a neighbor, and it's Alexis Cunningham. How are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. How are you?
I'm good, and I'm so glad to have you here because I really reached out to you early. When they dropped the names of people, I was like, I gotta hit all my neighbors. Like that was like my priority. I'm trying to put my best Eurovision hat on and neighbor voting, and just really drive home the fact that I need to make sure that at least all of my neighbors are making it to the semifinals. But I'm really excited to have you here, and I have listened to some of the back catalog stuff. You really are, I think, when people think about like a quintessential American artist, the girl with her guitar, and I think you are kind of that girl to a certain degree.
Cool, thank you. I'm curious to know what you've heard. I don't know. Yeah, tell me about what you heard.
So I heard The Medicine.
Cool.
I like it. I like the song a lot. And then I saw like on TikTok you have some covers. You covered Hole. Yes?
Yeah.
So I do like my research. I do like deep dives.
Okay.
And I have to
That's
say,
deep.
like,
That's deep.
But I have to say too, because I think I have a special brand here on YouTube and of Eurovision in general. And I think I've even had some folks go like, Alicia, I hope you doing interviews doesn't, change your style. I was like, I'm not talking to folks that I don't vibe to the music and I can't respect the talent. I'm like, because then what are we really going to talk about?
That's really cool. Thank you. That's cool. Yeah. That's awesome that you brought up Hole, because I think that was the catalyst, to be honest, it's a weird catalyst, but that really changed my whole like vibe of music. It took me to another genre, because before I was just playing kind of acoustic stuff, and it was like the sweeter, more like gentle thing. And it was like, I think a guy that I was dating at the time was like, you should get an electric guitar. And I was like, don't tell me what to do, basically. And then I broke up with him, and I was like, I got a distortion pedal and got really into Hole. And I was like watching all those documentaries. And yeah, I loved Courtney Love, and I still do. That's not what my music sounds like, but I did have a punk band for a while.
Oh, I love
it. Yeah, we were the Sugar Pops, like the 90s breakfast cereal.
Yes, no, so, I love that. So speaking about your sound now, because a lot of people are going to be introduced to you on the American Song Contest, who would you say folks tend to compare you to? Maybe not who you compare yourself to, but other people are like, oh, you kind of remind me of, insert artist or group or band. Yeah.
When I was younger, I think I used to get stuff like, funny enough, Jewel. I used to get that. I used to get, I guess, like Sheryl Crow sometimes. But now I don't know, and I don't even know how to like categorize what I do. So I'm hoping that America can maybe tell me what it is. It's sort of like a bunch of genres thrown into a blender, and it's like, boom, here it is.
So, we're kind of talking about artists. You mentioned Jewel. When you found out, when you kind of entered this, like, did you just see the ad online and like submit yourself? Did someone send it to you and go like, hey, I think you should like consider doing this whole American Song Contest thing? Did you know what you were getting into?
Well, you're obviously a huge Eurovision fan, because like your page is kind of about that, right? So I was fortunate enough to tour in Sweden 2014, 2015, when I was still kind of doing like a folk thing. I wrote with an artist named Nicholas Stromstead, who is he's like a big star in Sweden, and I just kind of get lucky sometimes with things. I don't know how I lucked into this really, but we ended up writing a song, and the next day he sent it to a radio station, and it was like his hit for the summer, essentially. But I was like a background singer, but he was like, I'm going to feature you. And my co-writer and producer, his name's Eric Brazilian, we went on this tour. So I was introduced to Eurovision like that. And I remember thinking, this is amazing, and I love how everybody is brought together and unified through music. And why don't we have this in America? And I want to be a part of this. So they were talking about how, oh, it might come to America. So whenever that happens, you better submit your songs. So I heard about it, obviously, and yeah, I was sent some links, and I was submitting songs like crazy, and it just kind of happened that they said, this is the song we think is right for this moment, and we're gonna go with this song. So I have a lot of songs, but the song that they chose is, they think what is right for the moment. So all my songs sound kind of a little bit different, and I like that. This doesn't sound like The Medicine necessarily, but I think it fits together. Anyway, you're going to hear it. So I don't know why I'm trying to explain it to you like this.
No. Thank you so much for all of that. And I did see that you had even worked with a producer who's like Slovenian too. I saw that you had like done a little tour in Sweden. So I'm like, okay, so this girl really knows maybe what she's getting into. But did you think that there were going to be like some celebs on the stage? We already talked about Jewel. We already had the Bolton come out, Macy Gray, Cisco. Like, did you know that we would have like some big name folks in the mix for this?
Not like that. I had no idea, like, going into it, what to expect. And I guess I still don't. My mind is kind of blown, like the fact that Jewel is here, because like that's a huge inspiration to me. Just like Macy Gray too, the same way. Yeah, I mean, and the others as well. But yeah, my mind's blown, and I'm kind of nervous, but whatever, here we are. This is an amazing experience, so I'm just gonna go with it, and we'll see what happens. So
no, I love that. And honestly, I'm telling everyone, I mean, you've already won because you're part of the inaugural class for the American Song Contest, so this is definitely going down in history already. I mean, point blank.
Totally.
And I'm asking everyone this question. So if there was an artist that you could kind of like steal their career, you look at the path that they have sort of taken as an artist, whose career would you go, okay, yeah, I kind of want to walk that path?
I guess, let me think. I think Sheryl Crow did a pretty cool job with the way she handled her career. She's still going in it. Yeah. And she kind of changed the way that she did things. I guess I like the way she modeled her career. Who else? I bring up Taylor Swift because she just knows what the hell she's doing. And yeah. I mean, everyone can take some tips from her on how to handle their career, I guess, right?
Oh, I definitely agree.
And adapting. So
yeah, I think changing to the times, adapting your music and style, and then sort of maturing, I think, before, the world's eyes, and that can be so challenging for folks, and I think she's definitely done it gracefully. I can't knock her on that.
There's so many. My mind goes completely blank, of course, right now in this moment. But yeah, Sheryl Crow is a big one for me, and obviously a huge musical influence too. But yeah, I think it's sort of that thing of like, I would go with Sheryl Crow or Taylor Swift career-wise, for sure.
No, I think that those are solid answers. And it's so interesting because I meet a lot of people who actually don't know that Sheryl Crow started out as a backing vocalist. And like a lot of people still don't know that. And she like worked with Michael Jackson. So just saying, no one knows what their gateway or pathway could be, into the industry. And hopefully the American Song Contest is a new pathway that artists can kind of take, getting exposure and getting their songs out there.
You never know what's going to lead to what, and really what your path is. Exactly. It's exciting, No,
I totally agree. And so you actually know what Eurovision is. And I'm not going to test your Eurovision knowledge or anything like that. But have you listened to any of the songs from Eurovision this year? Do you have any favorites or even any past songs from Eurovision that you're like, oh, when I heard that, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Well, Måneskin. I mean, I'm pretty obsessed. I know you're probably obsessed too. Yeah, I'm gonna try to see them this year because they've blown up here as well. But actually, my producer's daughter is friends with the winner of this year's, or the one who won in Sweden. I'm sorry, that's what I want to say.
Cornelia,
the winner of Sweden. So I really like her stuff.
Yeah, no, Cornelia is amazing. Cornelia literally had me in this chair, weeping like a baby, and I had to luckily my computer actually shut down in the middle of me recording my reaction video.
Yeah.
So I actually had time to okay, I need to collect myself and finish doing this
how I called her the winner already, but but in my mind, yeah,
well,
she's incredible.
She's definitely a front runner.
The Swedes know what they're doing.
They definitely do. I don't know about last year, but I do want to pivot back to the American Song Contest.
Okay.
And just say, because this is one thing that I think is so cool about it is being broadcasted internationally. There are folks in Sweden who are watching it. Portugal, I know, has folks who are watching it. So, with that, I think, this is an opportunity, one, to show the diversity of the states, because I think a lot of Europeans were kind of thinking, oh, American Song Contest is going to sound, all the songs are going to sound the same. And we know that not to be true. But what's something you would want to tell folks about West Virginia that maybe folks don't know?
Wow. Okay. What did folks not know about West Virginia? I don't know. A big one that I was thinking about today was I was playing some Bill Withers, and I think people don't know that Bill Withers was from West Virginia.
So people think,
yeah, people think that West Virginia is just going to be, country music, and it's really not. I mean, and Bill Withers is a great example of that. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, no, I think I think it's interesting because people have all these preconceived notions. I'm doing these recap panels after every episode, and my mom will have to be on all of them just because I think people always look at me like, why are you breaking down the song that way? And then I gave my mom no advice. I told her, watch the show, have your notepad. And then she was coming to the stream critiquing the songs literally the exact same way that I do. We broke down the vocals.
I watched your mom. She was like, I like the bass line in this one, but now I was like, yes.
I'm like, she was on it. I'm like, I have to tell you, I didn't prep her at all.
Amazing.
But I have to say, one of my friends, Mo, who I think is probably your average viewer of it, I think she was just like, well, wait, the person representing Wyoming is giving us this, Wisconsin is sort of like this. It was really I think jarring even for her as an American to kind of go this from this state. And I really hope that with the American Song Contest, we kind of keep showing people oh yeah, look at this. There's folks. And actually, I think when I was thinking about the American Song Contest, I felt like I was more checking in my brain. I was I'm curious what folks from the Midwest are doing. I'm kind of curious the places not the New Yorks, the Californias, or even in Texas, obviously, because Everything They Love, one of my line sisters, is from Texas, and it's just well, I'm voting for Texas, and I was you can't vote for Texas. You pick another state to vote for it. Well, I'm gonna find a way to vote for Texas. I'm typical Texas answer. I can't knock it. But yeah, I'm really hopeful that people will see that just because of where you're from doesn't dictate, what music you're creating and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much. But before we end this, because people are gonna, they're gonna want to vote for you, so this is your pitch. This is your moment. Why do people need to get on the app, get on TikTok, go online and vote for West Virginia?
Get online and vote. One, if you actually like my music, I think you should check it out. Number one, I'm totally about that. If you don't like it, then there are other amazing artists, okay? So I'll give you that. But you might actually really be into my music and what I do because it is different, like you said. So check out the Medicine. It is fun, and you can dance to it. It's upbeat, but it has some depth to it. It'll make you think at the same time. And that's what I like to bring with my songwriting. another level to it, but you know, playfulness as well. There's like a lot of color in my songwriting. I try to bring that. And you know, what you're going to hear from me is it's going to be like that with the American Song Contest song. It's not going to be the exact same vibe, but it's a love song, but it's like a double meaning love song. So relationship with a person, and then it's about a relationship with yourself as well. So it's kind of a meaning song, but it's not a like slap you in the face meaning song, because I don't really like that myself. Anyway, please vote for me if you like my music. And I'm Alexis Cunningham, and tune into American Song Contest Monday nights on NBC.
Yes, thank you so much for talking with me. We all stand a humble queen with some musicality. So thank you so much, and we will be watching.
Okay, cool. Thanks for having me. I had a really good time.